Hey love, I'm Gina, an ED-recovered, recovery-informed food freedom and strength coach, helping women in the messy middle finally break free from overthinking food, fearing weight gain, and chasing control. If you've ever felt too healed for treatment but nowhere near free, or stuck in that exhausting place where you want food freedom and your dream physique without spiraling back into old patterns, you are exactly who I'm here for. This is a space where we call out the lies diet culture never questioned, where healing and body goals get to coexist, and where strength, physical and emotional, becomes your way out of a session. I've lived both extremes: restriction, treatment, binging, rebuilding, and now I help women just like you stop the shame, trust their bodies again, and actually enjoy food, fitness, and their lives. So take a breath, you're safe here. And this is the Fit Without Obsession podcast, the place where your freedom starts. Before you set a single goal for 2026, I want you to pause with me. Because right now, you're being bombarded with messages telling you to reinvent yourself, to lose weight, shrink down, be stricter, start over, fix your body, become the better version. But here's the truth. You don't need a new you. You need a new relationship with yourself. Not more pressure, not more discipline, not another plan you already know you won't stick to. This episode is not about resolutions. It's about what your food and fitness journey actually needs if you want 2026 to feel different, peaceful, intentional, powerful, instead of like any other year where you're stuck in another cycle of guilt and burnout. Now, let's go into why last year's goals did not stick and why it is not your fault. Because I think so much of the time we blame ourselves. We think we don't try hard enough. We think we're a failure if we can't stick to those resolutions. Now, your past goals were born out of shame and not alignment. You didn't decide from clarity, you decided from panic. The inner monologue you probably went through was, I hate how I look, this can't happen again, I need to fix my body, and maybe you said this year will be different. When the desire to change comes from self-rejection, your body is going to rebel every single time. You also likely aimed for perfection instead of sustainability. New Year's goals are often all new routine, all new habits, all new food, all new discipline, all at once. But the version of you in December can't suddenly become the version of you in January who lives a completely different life. Like, that's just completely unattainable for us to just expect that we're going to wake up and change every single thing that we're doing. You also probably created goals that required punishment and not compassion. You probably cut calories, cut carbs, ended up doing double workouts, tried to skip rest, and never miss days in the beginning. These goals do not nurture you. They actually bully you. And what do bully people do? They rebel, right? Like, you can't stick to that over time long term. You also last year relied on motivation instead of nervous system regulation. And I feel like motivation is a big word that we really need to talk through because it only works when you feel safe. So we cannot always rely on motivation. So when you're dysregulated, stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, that motivation is going to evaporate and leave. And that's not a discipline issue. It's a safety issue. It's the fact that you haven't actually grounded yourself in a place where your nervous system can feel safe. Now, I want to go into what 2026 actually needs from you so that it can be different this year. First thing is you need goals rooted in safety, not fear. Fear-driven goals make your world smaller. And safety-driven goals, they actually expand your life. They add to your life. They add more meaning and help you feel better, not worse. So before you set goals, I want you to ask yourself, what would feel supportive, not punishing? What would feel regulated and not stressful? What would make my body feel safer and not more controlled? The goals you set from fear will trap you, but the goals that you set from safety will actually be the ones that transform you. Second thing you need for this year is rhythms, not rigid rules. We can't continue to be stuck in this all or nothing thinking. Like, we need to be done with the extremes. So rhythms can look like having consistent meals, not being perfect with them, but being consistent with actually fueling yourself. Being consistent with having the rhythm of 3 to 4 strength days instead of having weeks where we hit all 7 workouts. And then after about a month of that, we don't want to do anything because we're burnt out. Rhythm looks like built-in rest days and just built-in rest into your workouts too, not feeling like you have to be 5 million% gassed every time you move. For them to look like intentional movement or flexibility for real life. And it can also look like nourishment without micromanaging every single bite. These rhythms create stability within your nervous system, and that's the piece that you've been missing. Third thing you need to do this year for it to be different is choose goals that feel like you, not what you think you should be. So do you actually want that physique goal, or do you want confidence, energy, peace, less mental noise, strength, a life that doesn't revolve around food? You don't want a smaller body. You want what you think a smaller body is going to give you. And that's what you build internally, not through dieting. Fourth thing is you need to stop trying to be a new woman and become a supported woman. You don't have a consistency problem. You have an under-supported nervous system problem. So what 2026 needs from you to actually be successful, to feel good in your skin, to be that confident, energized person you want to be is rest, boundaries, emotional regulation, lowered stress, more fuel, more self-compassion, actual permission to be imperfect. This is how you're going to make your goals sustainable. And the fifth thing is you need to define success differently. So success can no longer look like shrinking or restricting, controlling or obsessing, which none of that even sounds fun, right? We want success to look like strength and presence and confidence, maybe peace and trust, consistency and energy and joy. Your body doesn't need to shrink, your shame does. So I'm going to give you 5 questions that you can write out. You can even pause this, do this right now if you want. But you need to ask these questions before you set any goal this year. So the first question is, am I setting this goal from fear or support? And again, you can pause this, reflect, write them down for later. Question 2, if my body never changed, would this goal still matter to me? Third question to ask, what does my nervous system need to feel safe pursuing this? And ask, how can I make this goal easier, not harder? Last thing to ask yourself, what is the smallest version of this goal that I can actually follow? These questions are going to help you shift from self-rejection into self-leadership. When you approach 2026 checking in this way, it's going to look completely different. You no longer have to feel like you're going to give up on all your goals and fail by the end of January. You don't need to overhaul your life tomorrow. And you're not behind. You deserve a year that feels peaceful and not pressured, supportive, not suffocating, expansive and not exhausting. And if you're listening thinking, I want 2026 to feel different, but I don't know how to actually change without going backwards, that's literally the work I do every single day with my clients. If you want support healing your relationship with food and building confidence in your body and creating a fitness journey that actually feels sustainable, you can always DM me 2026 on Instagram at @thefitbean_. I'll send you a resource that helps you start from a place of safety and not from fear. You truly can love your body and your life, and I'm rooting for you every single step of the way. Thank you so much for listening to the Fit Without Obsession podcast. If this episode made you feel seen, supported, or a little less alone in your healing, hit follow so you never miss an episode. And if it spoke to your heart, share it on your stories and tag me at @thefitbean_ so we can spread this message to more women in the messy middle. If you're ready for deeper support, whether it's healing your relationship with food, rebuilding trust with your body, or getting stronger without slipping back into obsession, you'll find all the ways to work with me linked in the show notes. I'd love to walk alongside you in this journey. And remember, you are not too much, you're not too broken, and you're not behind. You can want freedom and strength. You can heal and build your dream body. I'm rooting for you always. Talk soon.